Hello everyone. Today we're going to be working on this old Murray 22-inch Sprint 3 3/4 horsepower motor. Loaned it out. It's been loaned out for about a year. Just came back. Says it won't start. Kind of figured out why pretty quickly. The bail is seized. It's probably left out in the weather. So we follow this cable down here and it goes right into here. So we're probably going to have to take the cover off, take that off, see what we can find. Let's get it up on the bench. Okay, today we're going to replace the throttle cable here because it's broken right there. And we're going to take the carburetor off. It's pretty easy. After we get the air cleaner off, we've got one bolt there. There it is. One bolt there, one bolt there. Then the carburetor and the gas tank will slide off, and then we've got 5 bolts on the carburetor, and we'll use that to disassemble. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get the air cleaner cover off and the air cleaner. Spark plug's already been removed, so we don't have to worry about that as a safety issue. We've got one linkage right here that'll be easy to remove. There's only one hole there. So we'll get this bolt off, throttle cable off. Looks like about a 5/16. Yes, it is. We'll disconnect the throttle cable first. It's a Z-bend, so we should just be able to lift it up and out. Then it looks like a 3/8, is it? Yep, 3/8 right there. And behind this 3/8 is a spacer, so just mind that when you get the bolt out. And the one in front, I believe, is a 7/16. I've already drained the gas out of this, and I already have the spark plug removed because we're going to be replacing that. So now we disconnect the breather line and very carefully and take the linkage out. It's another Z-bend. To get the carburetor apart, we have 5 Phillips screws. 1, 2, 3 on this side, and 1, 2 on this side. This particular one is a Diaphragm carburetor. You've got your primer bulb right here. There's an O-ring right here. And there's your throttle plate. There's no choke on this, that's it. So we're just going to remove the 5 screws. This particular one is just Phillips. And we very carefully do this. Here's your gasket. We're going to replace that. This is your pickup screen and your pickup tube. There's a spring inside here, and then this screen right here. So the carburetor looks to be in pretty good shape right now. The other part is this diaphragm. Now this diaphragm is not hard and stiff, but if you look down inside there, you can see a lot of gook. Somebody left the fuel in this. They left it there for a while. So we'll take a brass brush, make sure our mating surface is all cleaned up. We'll take some carburetor cleaner. Make sure you got your safety glasses on for this. Don't want to get this in your eyes. Make sure that port is clear. Make sure this port is clear. Actually, we're going through here. I'm going to spray some down around in here. And we'll let that sit and soak for a minute. In the meantime, we have a new gasket. We have a new diaphragm. I'm going to go ahead and take the screen off here and clean the screen off just to make sure there's no varnish on it. Set that right there to dry. And we'll make sure the screen here on the end of the pickup tube is clean. Get our 5 screws out of the way. So really, once you've got that cleaned out, and if you look down inside here, you see corrosion. That corrosion is due to the ethanol. Ethanol makes water from the air. And when it does that, a byproduct of it is to corrode aluminum. So I've gotten in there the best I can with the brush to clean it out. Because what happens is the carburetor will pick up fuel out of the fuel tank with this. It'll bring it over and it will dump it right out this port here into this area. It'll be pumped into here. Once it's pumped into there, this screen right here on the jet will pick up the fuel. Whatever's left over will stay in here. This is where the engine feeds from, right here. If this overfills, there's a hole right there, and it goes back into the tank to be cycled around. Going to carefully take our new diaphragm. line it up with the holes. You can see right here how these act as valves over those two holes. We'll take our 5 screws, we'll put them in our carburetor, or at least a couple of them. And we'll use those whoops, wrong way. We'll use those to try and hold the gasket in place. And then we'll ever so carefully put that down, line our screws up, so we've gotten the screws in and lined up, and now we're just going to start to snug these down. Want to try and do it in an even pattern. Snug that one down, and then we just go crisscross, and that'll help prevent any fuel and air leaks. So we're just snugging it first. And we'll tighten this one. Tighten that one. Go over here, just in the crisscross pattern. That's it for the carburetor. Okay, to get it on the mower, we're going to take our linkage and place it in the one and only hole. It's a Z-bend, and then we're carefully going to place our carburetor just thought of something I want to point out to you guys. Right here is an O-ring. I want to make sure that O-ring is intact. As long as it's intact, then you'll get a good seal on the intake. We'll take our spacer, sorry my hand's in the way, that bolt started, and we'll get the 7/16 on the front started. Really, that's it. It's just the 2 bolts, the linkage, 5 screws. Now we'll be on to changing the throttle cable. We got the throttle off. You can see right here, this is the problem with it. The sheathing's broke. Once the sheathing's broke, the throttle's no good, because what happens is, as you actuate, see how it's just moving the entire sheathing? So we got a replacement right here. Just going to look it all over, and looks the same, just not quite as wide. Pretty much the install is going to be the same as removing it. We unwind our throttle cable from its shipping position. shoot a little bit of lube here on the nuts and bolts, just because they've been there about like that since 95, 96. And then we're just gonna put the bolt through with a screw. It's got a nylock, so we put a washer on, put the nylock on, get our ratchet and our screwdriver. Pretty much that's it for freedom of movement. We've got it. All we've got to do now is we have the throttle on fast. We loosen our cable up, make sure our throttle's fully opened up. Then we can tighten this down. Then we can come up here and grab our throttle. We'll see if it moves it. There's slow, and there's fully fast. The next project we're going to be working on is replacing the stop cable on this. Throw a new spark plug in it, and then after that, this should be a running mower. So thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, and thanks for subscribing. As always, if there's anything you want to see me work on, drop a comment. Until then, take care, have a good day.